AMC is off to an incredible start to the week, and this is something we called out over the weekend. The signs were here for a major rally, and I definitely think that is setting itself up, and today is the start of that rally that is going to last probably till the end of the year. We're going to have ups, we're going to have downs, but we are going to continue to climb much higher. This is something that's very exciting, something I want to cover in this video, as well as just the intraday update, the short interest, the 13F filings, tweet from Adam Aaron, and the stock code tracker data. But I also want to talk about why AMC was up about 5.5%. We did see these red candles, as you guys see right here. This is due to the overall market, and you guys can see on the SPY, these candles were much bigger, and AMC is holding up a lot better than a lot of other stocks. So I want to talk about what that is, if that could potentially hurt this AMC rally. As well as that, guys, if you guys are not signed up with Moomoo yet, they have the best promotion on the stock market to get you guys signed up to a new brokerage that is 0 commissions. Get 5 free stocks up to $3,500 each, 1 free stock just to open your account, another free stock to deposit any amount into your portfolio. That ranges in between $9,000 and $3,500, and then get 3 free stocks when you deposit $2,000 to fund your portfolio. Link for that down below in the description of this video. But with that, let's get straight into it, guys. Hit that like button, all that good stuff. Like I said, now AMC is currently up 4.3% on the day. We were up about 5.5% at $42.33 per share, currently at $41.71 per share. So regardless how today ends, by the end of the day, I think we're going to be positive, and we're probably going to make that high by the end of the day. Typically right now when I'm filming this, it is literally exactly noon Eastern time. And this is your lowest volume point of the day. This is when a lot of brokers go to lunch. You don't see a lot of trading in general. And the fact that AMC is still holding up incredibly well right now is definitely a great sign. But what is causing this overall market turbulence? If we try to figure it out, there's not too much to actually note. Besides, Fauci says COVID cases are starting to climb in some areas of the US. We did have euro close that did correlate with this drop. So essentially, when the euro markets close, you see a lot of that activity head over to the US markets. And depending on what the European markets did throughout the trading day, you can see that playing a role into the American markets. As well as that, Biden does have a meeting with the Chinese Communist Party's president, and that could definitely influence stocks. But overall, it's not a bad day today. Tech is getting beat up a little bit more, down 0.27%. S&P flirting with neutral, and the Dow Jones is flat on the day, up 0.00%. The VIX is actually up 5.4%, so that is showing some fear in the overall markets. This could actually be seen as a good thing for AMC. If we do discorrelate the markets, some investors could look at AMC as a hedge against a potential downside. Yes, I know AMC does typically correlate the overall markets, but we did just have earnings, and we have a flood of good news to process and go over. Potentially, AMC could turn a profit in the fourth quarter. Especially if that happens, you're looking at just great things for the business. If they can do what all analysts had expected them not to do for years down the line, if they can do that by the end of this year, you're going to look at a flood of new buyers going into the stock. But the overall picture here, guys, my price prediction by the end of the week still stands. If we go through this exact same pattern, which I know it might not happen the exact same way as what happened in August with the earnings, which we're setting up for right now, then we should go to $45 by the end of the week. And this could be conservative considering the gamma squeeze situation that we do have on the table at the current moment. But if we do go to 45, and then we would see a slight pullback like we did see back here after this post earnings rally we seen in August, and then we would continue to climb and really see that momentum and that volume come back into the stock, make our way back up to 53 or even higher than that. So that's the situation. That's really an overview of the technicals and what is happening today. Let's talk about the actual data that you guys need to know. AMC at 4.5% as we currently speak. So it's doing phenomenally well right now. So with the Ortex data, I don't even want to acknowledge these estimates. They are wrong. They have us at 16.46% short interest, and AMC has went down a quite decent amount from $45 all the way down to under $40, and they are saying the short interest went down 2%, and the settlement day for the exchange reported short interest was October 29th, and that had us at 18.5%. So obviously the Ortex data is not very accurate at the current moment, at least the estimates for the short interest and the shares that are sold short. But back here, the exchange reported short interest had us at 18.5%, shares sold short at about 95 million. So very high amounts relative to the volume that we are seeing. This is definitely setting up for a massive short squeeze. Days to cover at 2.66, meaning if all 95 million shorted shares wanted to be covered instantly, it would take 2.66 days to do so. So very, very hard to cover on all your shorted shares if that's something you wanted to do. That was, like I've said many times, this was the biggest argument from analysts and doubters of the AMC MOASS, was saying, hey, the days to cover is at 1 or half a day to cover. There can't be a short squeeze if the days to cover is so low. Now the days to cover is much higher, and the price is holding up at much higher levels. There's a lot to be bullish about here, guys. Do not forget that days to cover, very, very important. Now, free flow out on loan, 18.30%, and the share utilization is at about 81.73%, going down about 5% over the past 7 days, just meaning there's more shares available to be sold short. Ultimately, that's what we want to happen. Now, let's talk about the gamma squeeze situation, because we do have about 202,000 calls that are out of the money expiring this Friday, about 38,000 calls that are now in the money, and we've seen about 10,000 calls today go into the money. And look at the movement that we are seeing with the stock, up almost 5% as we currently speak. So if we do see this continue and we really get to about $50 per share, or even $45 per share, you're gonna see a lot of delta hedging that has to happen by the market makers that will push us up even higher. So there's definitely a chance to still see a substantial gamma squeeze throughout the rest of this week. Now, after that, you guys already know December 17th and then January 21st, 2022 are the next big days. And keep in mind, January is only about 60 days away. So this is right around the corner. If nothing happens too crazy until then, definitely expect some volatility in the next 60 days or so. Now, let's move on from that, because nothing else too crazy to note. The 13F filings, we are seeing a lot of put positions that are being liquidated, which is a bullish a directionally bullish trade right there. One call position that has been liquidated as well, but the majority speaking here, guys, incredibly bullish. Now, the other notable firm to point out is, I can't say this, Susquehanna International Group. They are a very large hedge fund. They're about $45 billion of assets under management. They have one of the largest short positions as well as call positions on AMC, as well as they do have 378,000 shares at $47.37 per share. So they did not do anything with their positions. This was another very important firm that I was watching for. And as far as Citadel, they have not released their 13F filing, which is very, very interesting. I don't expect them to really do too much. Maybe they do short the stock a little bit more. But at this current moment, I believe by the end of the day today is when all of the filings have to be put in. So I do expect us to get the Citadel 13F filing by the end of the day, and I'll be watching for that and be covering that in its own video. Now, on top of that, the last thing that I do want to cover is this tweet from Adam Aaron. He says, Ghostbusters Afterlife opens this week at AMC theaters. I was mesmerized by the fabulous movie. If you saw the 1984 original, you will just love this one. Directed by Jason Reitman as a homage to the original movie and to his father, Ian, who directed it in 84. It is glorious. So it looks cool right here. Should drive people to theaters, exclusively in movie theaters as well. So be very interesting to see how this plays out. If we get some good box office numbers, that is just icing on the cake to help send us a little bit higher. Now, AMC still at about 4.5% positive for the day, so looking to retest that $45 level, and I'll be watching for that by the end of the day and keeping you guys updated on any changes that you need to know in the overall markets or with AMC or anything else in between that'll make you guys a lot of money. So hit that like button for me. consider subscribing to the channel, all that good stuff. Check out the links in the description for free stock. If you guys have not signed up with Moomoo, like I said, get 2 free stocks just by opening an account and depositing any amount. And if you do deposit $2,000, get 3 extra free stocks. All of those free stocks in between $9 and $3,500 per share. So definitely check that out if you guys have not already. That's going to do it for this video. I will see you guys in the next one.